Hi, Mom. All right, so we are looking at 中庸正式成名章第2.5. So this is the fifth one. There are only 6, so don't worry, we are almost done with number 2. Okay, so number 2.5 builds on what we learned before. Let's look at the original 原文 first. 其次志趋，趋能有成，成则行，行则助，助则明，明则动，动则变，变则化。为天下至诚，为能化。So essentially, this topic is the Rujia's theory of change. How does change happen? So here they are sharing with us how actual sustainable impactful change happens. Of course, you can do short-term changes like just forcefully, but it will not last. It will maybe after a few days, it will not have its sustainability over time. So this is talking about real sustained change. And this is how it goes. So 其次, and it starts from the first, so it looks like this, okay? So 趋 is like 委婉. Later I'll go and explain each one of it as best as I can, so we understand this. So how does 变化 happen? So in I Ching, we also talk about the 变化. In Rujia, it has brought it down to these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 steps. And as you can see, it starts with 趋. Okay, 趋则成，成则行，行则助，助则明，明则动，动则变，变则化. Okay, let's dive in. 好，其次志趋，趋能有成。So we talk a lot about, okay, 我们要成，成则明, but what if we are not? We are just regular folks. So, 我们圣人很慈悲跟我们说, okay, the first step is called 志趋. It looks, okay, what does it mean? 趋,委屈,委婉, it has the idea of stopping and thinking about what you're doing. In the primary school, they say stop, think, do. So it's stop first, stop. In 大学 is similar to the 知止而后有定，静安虑得 and so on. Okay, so let's read. 趋则善固执. So when you are all confused and all that, the first thing to do is to stop and try and find out what is the right way. Okay, and the right way can only be found, be seen when you are not distracted, when you're calm and you're focused. So 择善固执，将分散的念头聚集于一念，然后这个就是反省的功夫。So it's nothing 玄, it's just stop. Okay, if you are going around angry and it's getting worse and worse, stop first. Okay, so once you stop, then you can clean the light bulb and then it will become clear. So 趋 is the cleaning of the light bulb. If the stop, okay, I need to clean up all my messy thoughts. So if the dust on the light bulb is all the messy thoughts, then you're cleaning it up, then it'll be clear. That's why 趋能有成. Okay, I'll share a different analogy. So another analogy is like this water. When the water is very disturbed, you have a lot of ripples and all that, then it's not clear. You can't see what's at the bottom. But if it becomes clear, it becomes calm, then you can see what's at the bottom. So similarly, the idea of 趋 is all the mess become calm. That's why after you become calm, then the inner light can emanate out. 趋能有成. All right. Another analogy shared by Meng Lao Fuzi was that, 你看趋 is like 一个山，然后一个谷，对吗？趋 is like 委屈 is like, going down. So it's like having a valley. And as you can see, the clouds over there are just rolling on and on and on and on. But once they enter a valley, so like clouds coming. Once they enter a valley, right, the speed of the wind slows down because they have nowhere to go. So that's called 趋. After it slows down, it slowly, and then it stops. No more energy, then it just slowly stop. And then at that point, then we can start to know our next step. And this reminds me of Aikido. I really like Aikido because they have this idea of, okay, when something, okay, so when the idea of Aikido is when some strong energy come to you, you kind of neutralize it by going with it and then, neutralizing that force. So similarly, it's like, the rolling wind example, and then you have to stop this. You see, like this bad 念头 is just being stopped first on the floor, and then you can think about what you're going to do next. Okay, the next step is called 诚则行。好，中有物也。志趋者知止于心。So you already 诚 already, right? 那你诚了之后 when you're very silent, you can hear your 自信在讲什么，跟你说什么。Then you know the right way. Okay, 心静则意诚，精神内存，内心具足，诚心而自在，故谓之行。In Rujia, the word 行 always represents the facial expression. So when you feel something inside, it appears on your face. You don't have to say anything, but there's like a vibe, there's like a facial expression. So that's called 行 in humans. Okay, in other words, another analogy is like 诚则行. You have an idea. Because when you're calm, you have an idea of what to do. All right, so it's an idea. Idea 成型. Now, this idea, after you think about it more, outline of the idea, you put in some more detail. Okay, like you can see over here is a policy proposal. You build the idea to become stronger. So it's 行则著. 著名. Oh, this part is what I'm talking about. This part is what I'm talking about. Okay, so 见其内, 精神既宁, 光辉渐生, 显然张著. 所谓成于中，行于外，故谓之著. So now it's not just on your face. Maybe the things you say, the tone, can be seen more clearly, like what you're actually talking about. 著. Okay, and then 著则明. 著则明照于外, because your tone, because the way that you think about how you're putting your message across, other people can understand what you're saying, 明白, or your idea become more well formulated. So 著则明. Okay, over here you can see a production line. So if you had an idea, you write down the proposal, and then this part would be creating the operations, like, oh, this part do what, this part what, so there's clarity what you're going to do. So 昭于外也，内外俱实，神志具足，莫不通明，故谓之明. So 明 is like, oh, from A to Z, you know how to get there. You understand it already. Okay, so another analogy I'm going to share. So 趋至诚 is like an inner reflection. So at that point, you're just calming down and trying to understand what's happening, the context and so on, and then trying to find out what is the right way to go forward. 行 is when you come up with an idea already. So over here, 行 is like the numbers outline. Okay, after you have the outline, you fill in the line. So there's 注, so that capybara comes out strongly, right? And then 明 is when you color it. Oh, see, now I have drawn a capybara. That's the idea. Okay, so 趋则诚, 趋则有诚, 诚则行, 行则著, 著则明. Okay, 明则动. 那你明白了之后，自己明白你要做什么，那你 communicate this idea to other people, or internally you're like, okay, now I know what to do, and then you start going to do it. 所以明则动，是你用你的身来赋予行动。好，这个叫静其德也，通明事物，明于鬼神，由静生动，感而遂通，通即动也。好，你明白要做什么，那你就会动。Okay, so in terms of like influence in an organization, you are clear on your idea, you communicate with other people, and they also start to go according to this idea. Or they also start to, 动起来. Okay, 动则变. 好，易其数也，动则变，变易其数，旋乾转坤，故谓之变. So then change begins. So after people start to move, start to do this, start to be there's this energy to change, 那我们就有这个改变了。好，那变则化. So 化 is like after this, maybe a certain change happened, then it influence or impacts other areas. So 化 is like an influence, impact, or the effect of this change on others. So 成其行也，变则化，道德流行造化，万有无所不化。Okay, so over here I show you a ripple effect. And this is just a basic understanding of this concept. 趋则成，成则行，行则住，住则明，明则动，动则变，变则化。And so maybe in our daily lives, we can think more about how this process of change happens. Maybe an idea or a policy or something you want to do within yourself. You want to change yourself. How do you do it? Okay, and the last part is 为天下至诚，为能化。所以只有天下至诚的人才能达到造化之功。We must first illuminate ourselves by 找到至诚 and the first thing is the 至趋。至诚了之后 you see when the light is bright, then you can have ideas and then you know what to do and then you can 化这个世界为大同。Okay, so let's revise before we finish off. 成名章 2.5 其次至趋，趋能有成，成则行，行则住，住则明，明则动，动则变，变则化。为天下至诚，为能化。That's it.